If it don't hurt now, but just wait a while. Another big fish in the pond, no more.
This is I'm such a fan of this mashup shit. I don't care.
So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? Ain't it fun? Living in the real world.
This is fuck all y'all. Fuck all y'all. It's wonderful. Ain't it?
You can party to this for real.
Couldn't you fucking I've seen this shit on like Canvas. I don't know if you follow bro, because he did a thing. He be doing other things, but he did a thing with this.
I think the sucky part about this is like you may only hear this stuff at like the mixed crowd clubs.
Yeah.
Or the hipster-esque type clubs.
And I don't feel like they appreciate it.
They don't.
Like some will, but like I just feel like
You might have a
this is
couple
specifically
people.
for us. Like niggas love Paramore. I don't care what you say. And forget me nots. Like your mama was bouncing through the house playing this.
And that's just a wonderful message. You need to learn this message.
It's fantastic.
This is super
I'm a big
fantastic.
fan.
This would be you see this at a club with a mixed crowd of predominantly like whites, Filipinos, and a couple blacks, and somebody's gonna like be breakdancing in a little area.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a really mixed variation of music that gets played that evening, and the patrons aren't really gonna appreciate it the way that they need to.
I just feel like for what you want sometimes an evening to be, like unless if you're going to a function with DJ Dirty Dill, or DJ Dash, like you get some shit that's you came here to shake. Like I don't know. I think I'm at this point I'm per the usual. This is like one of my other like falling back into unk moments. Is you used to go to the things because you went there because they were shaking that ass a little bit. You didn't have to take nobody home. You didn't have to do nothing, but you just came here.
Just came,
Dance, have a little fun.
came to grind up on something a little bit. Have your homeboy help you out. Lean on some backs.
There was moments where y'all just was dancing with one another. Just like some of the goofy fun shit. I don't know what the fuck they doing outside.
They
'cause I ain't
doing a
been out
little
there
bit
in
of
a while.
that now, but it's all TikTok choreographed dances.
Yeah, y'all niggas be jiggling your hips.
Yes.
It just
In the club.
yeah,
Which I don't want to entirely judge, because like in our parents' age, in the 80s,
they was fucking it up though.
they was dancing the jig, they was doing steps.
It was fucking it up.
Yeah, they was in there with their flat tops and their ballet shoes and they
what?
flowy pants, like hitting the routines with their homeboys. and
That
shit.
era taught me balance because in my mind, like growing up, and even still today, like I was just convinced my dad could like beat the shit out of Godzilla barehanded, and then like you hear like old stories, and I was like, oh, this nigga was in the club fucking it up too. Like, what a duality, man. This nigga's dangerous. Like
They
dancing
was
and
dancing in the club and then outside fighting and
throwing haymakers,
throwing hands in hard bottoms.
imprinting his knuckles on people's faces, and you look at the fucking like shit back then. So I know he was killing. Like he had like probably some loud pants, a very geometric shirt.
Unbuttoned, little chain action,
Oh yeah,
fresh
he
fade.
still had hair that. Oh yeah, he was nuts. Yeah, he was going crazy.
That's absolutely wonderful.
Me and my sister say that a lot. Like, whatever people think like heaven's supposed to be, I think when this is all wrapped up, I would just like an edited film because there's parts I don't want to see in y'all's life. I don't want to see. I was getting to it, but like I would spend like years in whatever the afterlife is, just watching like family members like young. Oh, that shit would be nuts. I would watch that shit.
It could be like say for instance, heaven is a big eternal club, and everybody's like mid-20-year-old version of themselves is there.
What is that?
So like you can be in there, say in the afterlife, you and Chardon are in there, and your dad and your mom are in there, but they all of y'all are y'all 24-year-old selves.
What dreams may come. That was what that reminds me of. It was just it was Robin
I
Williams.
wanted to say that was Robin.
Yeah, that was like, I feel like that was one of the first like
Serious roles that he played.
yeah, and it was like a dope interpretation of heaven. Like heaven, I feel like, well, for me, that was one of the first movies where I saw where like heaven wasn't just this, I know the pearly gates, and it like heaven in that movie is like you get to create your own mini heaven, which is like your best whatever ever, your best day, best thing, and then heaven in itself, there's like a cumulative heaven where everybody can come kick it. I was like, oh, this is fucking lit. This is paradise as fuck. And then hell is like the same thing. Like it's not really fire and brimstone. It's like your worst fucking thing over and over again.
Yeah. I feel like there's another like heaven-ish movie that came out around that time. I think it was like somebody died in a car crash and they were trying to find their wife in the afterlife or something like that.
He was trying to find his wife in that one.
Is it that one?
Yeah, he goes back because he dies, then she commits suicide eventually because she's so distraught and sad.
Okay,
and
yeah, it might be that one.
Before y'all, don't turn this into a quote or any of this stupid shit, but he does leave heaven, go on this magic adventure to go to hell and get his wife up out of there. And then they restart life, and like it like ends with them like restarting because they just said we'll do it again, and they go like their kids are just waiting in heaven like we'll see y'all when y'all get back because you still you. I thought
What if it's the reverse for him in real life because he killed himself? So what if like he's living that out?
I think it's lit. I feel like Robin Williams provided tons of laughs down here. He deserves to kind of. I mean, unless somebody knows some shit, I don't know. I feel like
based on the Christian understanding of the afterlife, I don't think he would deserve to go to hell for what wonderful things he did during his life.
I feel like God probably amend the rules for that. I just feel like, we update all this shit. Like, we update these iPhones and shit like that. I feel like God might have updated the parameters of heaven. Like, your local club. Like, you used to be able to go, niggas, I was out here going to the Barbary Coast. And it's different now, probably. This is different vibe.
Is it still open?
I was talking about it at work. I think it is.
The Barbie Coast, the Jet Strip.
I think. I don't know about it, but I think it's still open. I don't know actually. Maybe it's not. But I feel like once upon a time there was a parameter to get into functions and places and shit and then that switched. I just feel like God probably switched it up. Like you can't be a piece of shit person, but I just feel like I was probably wilding. Like what if there's a new Testament, but there's just no outrageous white conqueror to lie to us and tell us his version of it. Like, so we don't know. Because, King James was a different type of nigga.
That's the direction you want to go in?
Not really. I just was, we got aliens. There's a lot of stuff. Like,
I just wanted to make sure,
Yeah, I wasn't trying to lead with that. I'm just saying, like, if we're thinking about it, just throw a little nugget out there. You know what I mean?
Just making sure I see the safety net before I jump. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's other ways to go. I mean, we do have aliens that popped up. Nobody gives a shit because fucking
aliens. We have Lizzo. We have Summer Walker, who they all can fall into the same category.
Meech was going to the grocery store. All right, niggas can't even go to the grocery store. That's crazy. He was helping his cousin get her groceries.
Hey,
that boy was in that house for 5.5 minutes, just dropping them bags off. Free Meech.
Weird way of wordplay. If he was going to get that ass, he technically was helping with the groceries.
Was the video that's online? Because against my will, I saw it on my timeline. So we're gonna talk about the funny stuff.
I was bombarded by it a little bit too.
But from the video that was just on the internet, it didn't seem like he was in there for long enough. Unless he just was like, you've been outside a little bit. I just want to give me a little face in it. Just want to walk around with a little, and I'll be back. I don't know. These are all theories. I don't know what the fuck that
I didn't look at the timestamp and all of that. I really didn't care that much. It just kind of popped up on my feed. I saw one meme where they were showing like people making fun of it. So one of them they like edited in like him pushing a bag or pushing a grocery basket and all this other stuff. But then at the end, I saw that it was just him walking in, showed him walking in, Then he walked out. And I didn't pay attention to the time. I didn't really care to, but it's like.
Oh, I thought that was one consistent thing. I didn't know if it was like start, stop time. So I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
he
I
was
don't
in there
know.
for 2 hours. I don't know.
I have no idea, but I also, we kind of talked about it off air. Like, I don't care. Summer
Yeah.
Walker's involved, so I don't care.
I mean, low-key, I don't. Like, it's not that deep of a thing. I thought it was funny, though, because I'm not going to lie. Like, I got a couple memes saved of, like, grocery store stuff that deals with him. Like, yeah, I feel like, you know, if there was ever a time for him to get, like, an Albertsons commercial or something, like, this is the fucking moment. I would do it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe that he wouldn't necessarily fuck around or whatever. But also at the same time, it just doesn't fucking move me because I just feel like a bunch of these fucking relationships we look at on the internet are fucking, they're not good. Like, they're not the good, they're not ones to pay attention to. Like, so outside of make a little joke, but the fact, like, to use these as barometers for, because I shit you not, I keep saying this, y'all be 37, y'all, and these motherfuckers is 20. And they got money when they was in their early 20s. Like, they're not living regular lives. Some of these motherfuckers are, you know, just not as well versed in some of this shit. Like, you know, we make the Prince jokes. Like, you become a certain level of celebrity and, like, life is just different. So, yeah, they're making whatever fucking choices. They ain't got shit to do with me. I have a regular job. You have a regular job, man. You're not fucking Summer. Like,
Not only that, like, they're all picking out of the same pool.
that is, yeah, y'all fuck the same.
Like,
30
celebrities pick out of the same pool. So to try to base your real life relationship status, ideals, perspectives, perception, whatever, that is from a pool that's way larger than theirs and doesn't look anything like theirs is not only silly, but it's kind of delusional.
Yeah, I love that word. Like
You're delusional for basing what you think a relationship is supposed to be off of people that they don't swim in the same pool as you. They will never be in the same pool as you. Although some of y'all think that you're in the same pool with them, which is another level of delusional. Because some of y'all feel like y'all can get, dudes feel like I can pull Summer and women feel like I can pull Meech. And it's like, you can't. But okay, sure, you're in the same universe as them, right? You guys are. This is Loki, and all of you are on the same timeline in the same universe, and you're an Avenger too. So sure, you can jump in there and date along with them. You just, you haven't come across them yet. Sure, whatever you want to believe, but everybody's picking out of the same shitty pool, and you think that that's the shit that you should be doing as well, which makes absolutely no sense to me.
No, I think I think everybody's using you use celebrities as like, how do I say? You use them as like more than they are. Like they're good. They make good music. They act well. But this doesn't make them like greatly awesome, mature people. Like they have a very specific talent set, but that don't mean that they can't, make mistakes, do this, do that, or why they're choosing from shit, or what their background is, and so on and so forth. And also, you realize like how unhealthy a lot of these spaces are that these celebrities be in. They just happen to be fucking gajillionaires. So these ain't good relationships oftentimes from the jump. Yeah, some of them.
I feel like the perception we have of celebrities is similar to a cognitive distortion, and that like people aren't aware of or choose not to see the obvious because they are celebrities until some shit like this happens, and then everybody's the fucking detective. And I knew that we should have known that. It's like you didn't see that beforehand because all you could see was your distortion, your distorted view of this person because of who they present themselves to be. Because you can listen to Summer's music and see who Summer is. You can look at how Meech carries himself and who his daddy is and see who Meech is. So, like, why you can't see through your distortion right now? Like, we have such a implicit bias towards or against certain things that it blinds us from being able to see what shit really is.
Well, I think also it's like like if you use and say like, if her music is like just flat out the representation of her, you looking at like Meech, if these people are, exactly who we perceive them to be, then people is kind of looking to be like, oh, this is my situation. I think some of it is all a bunch of like ways to look at I was in a bad spot, or I might have had a nigga cheat on me, or that's kind of all these relationship topics. Is everybody throwing their bullshit in the mix as if this person's story is relative to yours, and not taking in some of the variables? Because not to say that I get tired of some of the Summer shit, but when I look at Summer as a fucking person, I'm like, this is a 20-year-old motherfucker who probably has had some shit experiences, but I don't know her background or upbringing or whatever like that. Same thing like I said before, like you though, as a fucking regular person, I'm gonna blame you a little bit. Or if you a nigga be like, as a meat it's like I like the memes because I like just kind of poking the bear a little bit. But niggas who really be identifying like that is like, some of you niggas really do be out like, fucking the homegirl like up the street from the house, and I can't believe, you don't believe me. Well, nigga, you kind of a fuck nigga. Like you kind of was full of shit. This is not identifying. You're not identifying with the situation. You just trying to find some big celebrity reason to fucking justify your shit.
Delivering it in an ain't shit nigga way. Because even for him, like, why you being facetious? Like, so I can't help my cousin taking the groceries. Wow, that's great. Like you sound like the stereotypical way that they assume all niggas are. How are we supposed to believe that you are sincere in what you're saying, sir? It reminded me of, like, I don't know where the fucking meme comes from, but the meme of the skinny nigga with no shirt on. That's just like,
oh yeah, I've seen that. That shit's funny. I mean, the only thing I can relate to with that is like, I wouldn't necessarily have gone to internet, but I relate to like if I'm accused of doing something that I didn't do, I'm not big on like having to I know I kind of fuck with that about like, I ain't finna break my back when I'm fucking like beyond innocent. Now going to the internet is not some shit I would have necessarily done, but the energy of the fuck are you talking about? I know I kind of will have a bit of that depending on like, I've never really been in this meat situation, but given if I'm really had gone to my cousin's house and whatever, I'd definitely be like, why the fuck is wrong with you? Like, right. But between, it always boils back to, I don't feel bad for him and I don't feel bad for her, because as a millionaire, and I'm not saying like, I'm not saying 50 Cent level, but just like as a nigga with the regular lifestyle, like millions of dollars, I'm not fucking with none of y'all on this goofy shit. I just feel like, and it's not whatever. I'm like, oh, I have so much access to be like happy. Why the fuck am I choosing this weird shit? Like,
I mean, to a degree, that's what 50 has done. If you be honest, because 50 would be like, yeah, I'm going to get this a shot. Yeah, I'm over it. Mm-hmm. Like, I ain't got to deal with this shit. I'm out. I'm cool. You got it. Like, he'll get out of some shit quick, or just acknowledge that, like, yeah, I'm smashing it. I'm going to call it a day. I ain't got time to be like, go on, bitch. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Like, the stresses of being in that level, regardless of what your field is like, okay, the stresses of bettering myself, the stresses of, okay, comes with a new thing. Like, I didn't understand, taxes, or I didn't understand how my schedule would have to be trying to maintain this lifestyle, so on and so forth. Even that conversation with a partner. But like sometimes motherfuckers be having like some of these issues. I'm like, God damn, you didn't want to skip this part? Like we didn't want to you didn't want to bring me some rich people problems? This shit seemed like a problem we just shouldn't fucking have.
It seems like regular ass hood influencer everyday bullshit.
But that does speak to the fact that like money is not necessarily, well, money and age is not a representation of like you having
maturity, growth,
all that jazz.
None of that. Now to sprinkle a little mental healthy shit in there, this did remind me of a conversation I've had with a client recently of like how different intentions and communication styles can create conflict. Mm-hmm. So not to say that Meech is innocent, but stereotypically most dudes or in certain situations may take on the communication style of, or the insecurity of, I need to be affirmed and validated. Like both need to be affirmed and validated, but I need to be affirmed and validated in a way of my integrity is straight. I'm telling the truth. Please believe me. Mm-hmm. Please believe me.
Word to Carly.
And then the other side is I need to be affirmed and validated from the perspective of being a victim. So I need to be acknowledged as right. So one is trying to be believed as truthful, and one is just trying to be right. So they clash because anything you say when I feel like I'm right because I'm taking on the victim cloak sounds like an excuse, even though you are telling the truth, which is going to trigger you because you know that you are telling the truth.
Yeah.
So having an understanding of these two different communications, all of that.
I want to press y'all a little bit though, because communication styles is important. And I was watching, God damn it, I low key forgot, but I was watching something, and the conversation of communication styles comes up, and that's important, like how you communicate, what you just said. But I like it's also, and when people be saying, that's why I'm really, really particular. Motherfuckers say like, growth, and I'm working on self, and I'm healing. Great. But like, why are you having that communication style? Like, where the fuck did that come from? Because there's a space of like, if I need to feel, if I know I'm right, like if you're a Meech, then you do kind of have like, okay, am I feeling defensive because is that where this emotion is coming from? Am I being manipulative? If you're on the side of like, or if you're on the female side and I believe that you cheated or whatever, do you really have evidence, or is this your insecurity popping up? Like, where are these emotions coming from? Because then you can adjust some shit. Like, if you can be self-aware to be like, oh shit, I'm fucking wilding because I'm coming at this from this perspective, then yeah, because you really wasn't saying shit.
But that means you have to be intentional and proactive in your growth process. And I don't think a lot of people are going through their growth and healing process being intentional. Well, I don't want to say intentional. I'll take that back. They're not being intentional towards the actual growth. They're being intentional because everything we do is an intention, which I've had that conversation with people a number of times. You need to make sure you moving with intention, bitch. Everything is an intention. Every single thing that you do is an intention.
Hey, I want y'all all not to stop. Everybody got to stop using the same shit.
Stop saying that shit.
I feel like this shit got to have like a 3-4.
Man with intention.
Dog, it's got to have a 5. I give y'all 5 weeks, maybe 6-week window. Then y'all got to wrap that shit up. Cause now y'all be turning shit into like philosophies that don't really have any sense.
Summer's coming to a close, so it's about to get real nasty. We got one more month of I'm outside living my best life, doing what the fuck I want, and come middle September,
is it your best life? Are you living your best life?
You're coping.
Like if it is, but like let's are y'all living your best lives?
You're not. You're coping. You're coping and avoiding. You just don't want to acknowledge that. It's wrapped up in a nice
This for you niggas too. It's not gender specific, because niggas say best life, don't they? Or whatever their version of living my best life is. And y'all just be avoiding shit. Like it just
everybody say we outside. So being outside is definitely it's an unhealthy coping skill for most people. Because you outside just trying to avoid some shit that's inside, figuratively and literally.
Yeah, outside can be cool, but like y'all be just
y'all intention for being outside ain't true.
That's a bar. It's a bar.
The same way you avoiding your inside is the same way you're going to avoid the real outside.
So, some of this shit make me think like it'd be shit like this make me think like, I don't know if they really found the aliens, because I would not fuck with us. Like
that's why they ain't came down here.
I would not fuck with us. I feel like that nigga was up there, gas high, other shit going on. Goddamn, Mitch McConnell rebooting in front of the fucking world, like, and it was like, it was like, by the way, aliens. Like, I don't believe that shit. I mean, I believe in aliens.
They've since the pandemic, they've been kind of like trying to sprinkle some alien shit. They'll throw it in there after some other shit is more important, so they can kind of slide it in there. This is the first time they tried to slide it in there, because they were talking in court about it, that shit also was being talked about a little bit more, but they still tried to.
Because the alien thing is, this is what throws me off with that. Is like, because I saw a video on insert social media platform, I forget which one, and it was like, okay, man, if you have all the technology to zip, zap, zoom, and it was an astrophysicist that explained the concept of like, look, we are 5 trillion or 5 billion miles, light years or whatever away from the nearest like galaxy that could potentially sustain life that we know of. Also, I feel like this being a little presumptuous that we know what the fuck really going on out there from these pictures. But assuming that's it, it would be like they would need some outrageous shit to even get here, because that would take you blah, blah, blah years or whatever. So the assumption that they could do all that and then they get here and crash is a little.
I mean, I'll shoot a little bell and say we got slow people, so I'm sure aliens got slow people too. It's just people just fucking joyriding. I could the way as you were explaining it, like the
We got
analogy
the
that came
teenage
to mind.
idiots here. Oh, that means
Absolutely.
They parents gonna pull up.
Like it's people that spend a lot of money and it takes a lot of time to fly from here to Africa to go on safari, right? But motherfuckers will still spend all that time on the plane to fly over to Africa and go through the safari and all of that, and some shit can still go wrong. You get your ass attacked by a lion, or that bitch end up inside the safari truck with the rest of y'all because you was doing some silly shit. So it's possible.
But yeah, because
It's just on an intergalactic realm. Like I want to treat it the same way that I treat God. Like, yes, it is far beyond my understanding and comprehension, but if I include the entire spectrum, there's dumb aliens just like there's brilliant ones, I would assume. So for all we know, dumb aliens could be the same as dumbass humans, or dumb aliens could be geniuses that just don't know no fucking better, because a lot of smart people aren't emotionally intelligent.
I rock with that. I could also rock with the fact that, like,
Here you got autistic people that are geniuses,
for sure.
and they don't know how to respond. I won't say they don't know how to, but they respond to emotions differently and emotional expression differently than we do.
What's that man's name? It's like Eric Whitman or whatever. It's supposed to be like the new Einstein or whatever. And like just the thought that like we know like this, like if you like look at it like from, we've made leaps and bounds, but like we really know this much about what the fuck is going on on this planet, let alone outside of it. And it's just like the idea that yeah, it's like the idea that when he said that, the astrophysics nigga, I did have the thought of like, that makes perfect sense given what you understand about science and space and travel and all this other shit. And if these niggas is working on some shit that we cannot fully fucking even comprehend, then maybe you know, like what's that shit? The wormhole theory, like, you know, you just fold space or whatever. Like if they figured that shit out, then yeah, nigga, these niggas bounce. Like, okay, if you watch Guardians of the Galaxy, I feel like they kind of take that concept because they don't like travel, they like bust through space and end up on the other side of whatever their destination is. And I'm like, well, shit, if that's the thing, like, and maybe aliens gave us these ideas in these films, like, well, shit, who knows?
Ain't no, they walk among us. That is part of it. Maybe they are
like this big head motherfucker on
right.
the show.
Maybe they living amongst us, influencing certain things to help desensitize us to certain things to prepare us for whatever the fuck.
Y'all niggas love. See, that's the fucked up part about it. Is thinking about the space thing, thinking about the alien thing, as if we're somehow like equal and we not like fucking lizards in they tank. Like the idea that this planet is not like is like, oh, they're fucking meeting us. Them niggas looking at us going thunk 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 thunk. What they doing now?
Fishy.
Yes.
Why are you sleeping?
Yep.
Like the one thing that made me be open to that is fucking Men in Black, 2 or 3? When Orion's belt and all that shit was a whole galaxy on the cat's necklace, but then towards the end of the movie,
oh yeah, it's a whole universe.
it's a whole universe inside of a locker, and then the more that they expand, they realize that we're like a speck of dust.
And I don't know all
in comparison to things.
And I don't know all the names for them, but there's a bunch of like theories about the universe that kind of, if you were to subscribe to those, it's like, yeah, it's like there's multiversal theories, there's blah blah blah, there's, you know, word to comic book shit, but like the niggas be getting that shit from somewhere because there's these theories like legit exist, and it's like, you know, fifth dimensions or like, you know, like whatever, like they're like we're in our level, our dimensional level, and then oh, that nigga telekinetically hung himself. That's crazy. This nigga finna die too. So many motherfuckers have died. Oh no, not. Sorry, sidetrack. It's fucking watch Heavenly Delusion because that's what's playing in the background. But yeah, like that we even really grasp what the fuck is going on here. Like
we can't, cause and the thing that even when I think about fucking religion and all the silly shit that we push on each other, the earth is predominantly what?
Water.
The earth is predominantly water. Cool. How much of the water have we explored?
Oh, we don't know what the fuck going on under there. Them niggas might not even be up top. Them niggas at the bottom.
Right. We know roughly 15% of the ocean.
What's that
which
shit
is
we know?
70% of this planet. So in the grand scheme of things, in our own planet, we don't know shit.
Oh yeah, no. What's that shit we know more about? And we just clearly discussed how much we don't know about space. But the idea is that we know more about out there than we do in the ocean, which is fucking wild.
Because we don't know shit about out there.
What if fucking like that makes shit like this shit like that if you just wanted to suspend disbelief, like you could believe a fucking Godzilla shit, and boy, this world would be fucking wild. Could you imagine like and niggas wouldn't take shit seriously. TikTok and like I'm gonna make a video. Godzilla pop up. I'm gonna get my shit off before he come and stomp fucking LA to the ground. Like all moving to the middle of the fucking country, and I'll be an Idaho nigga off that. Put me right in the middle. I'll be in Montana, living life.
Go to the Idaho or Montana planet, the Idaho or Montana galaxy. That's where I want to go.
It's racist up there. Go to the fucking. I'm not going to the right wing planet. You niggas voted for, Trump and Mixoplick or whatever the fucking he's wants world domination. He's a fucking multiversal idiot. I don't want that shit.
Kill all humans. There's been a lot of video games that I've played. That makes me think of fucking Mass Effect.
Mass
Effect had some of that.
Mass Effect was long too.
As fuck. I downloaded the. You get the free shit with PlayStation. I downloaded the one that has all three because I think I only played 2 when I was younger. I was like, let me play 1 and 3 just to kind of see what I missed. And I started playing 1, and part of me is like, man, I'm about to uninstall this shit because it's going to take me forever. And I do not play video games that often to get through that shit like that.
Yeah, it was one of those. I got one of those. I forget which one. I want to say it was 3. And it was it was a lot because it was like, it tried to put, it was a lot for the story. And they tried to put all that fucking like MMR, I think it was like, gives you like MMORPG vibes in the sense of like, you got to build up the character, which is a cool thing if you're in a game like I still play like Destiny 2. And like, it's cool. You shoot a little shit. You do. Yeah, you do a little shit. It's the whole purpose of the game is to kind of grind and build up your character. So you kind of into that for a while, but Mass Effect was a lot because then you get all cut up. Like I played a game that was kind of put me in the framework of that as far as like investment is I downloaded like Detroit one time off of
I wanted to play that.
It's good, and especially if you like are into stories and shit. But boy, that shit right there, it's like
vast in a motherfucker.
Man, I think somebody, it was one of these gamer pages I was watching, and they expressed like the game has like, I want to say it's like 100 potential endings. Depending how you play it. Like I played it enough to get like, I'll say I played like, I think I got like 5 because you can play where he's like, there's like 2 characters, both of them can take, and every fucking decision matters. Like I'm like, oh, this is nigga, you living in this motherfucker. Like you.
Yeah, that's kind of the similar thing with fucking Mass Effect. Like depending on which decision you make and which, you got the 3 different types of, you can be a soldier, you can be an exo, whatever, you can be this. Depending on which one you choose will depend on which answers you get, and whichever answers you get can build up this, and some will take down that, which will also change people's responses to you. Like, the shit is dope how vast it can get, but it's also like, nigga.
Yeah, it makes me like, I got to be in the mood for one of those games. I'm not like, I can't do a bunch. And then I need like games kind of like I'm a big God of War fan. Like it's long, but there's a trajectory on the game. Like take me somewhere a little bit, and I'll like pick and choose every now and again one of those games where it's like Detroit worked because I was like in a mood. I forget I had nothing to play, and I was like looking for something that was like whatever, like a story, and I was like, oh shit, I'm invested. I played that shit for months though, because I thought I caught myself being like a real. And I looked up how many fucking endings. I was like, oh yeah, I did enough. I didn't beat this shit. I was like, oh no, I done beat this shit a few times. All right, I'm good.
Well, we gonna go ahead and smash.
I saved this motherfucker. I shot him. I didn't shoot him. This one mad at me. This one's in love with me. Okay, I got enough.
We gonna wrap this shit up right now.
I'm fine.
Uninstall, baby.
Yep, it is uninstalled. It's in my library, but it's not on. Yeah, fuck that. Wrap this shit up. I got it. It's cool. I've had enough playing little
I get to
PlayStation
that shit quick, only because I can't. Like I envy the fucking content creators that can just do fucking cosplay and video games all day long, because I have to do the thing and talk to people and all that other stuff, being a service provider. Like, I wish I had the ability to play video games, to still get my gym time in, get my body where it wants to be, and spend as much time as I want in the gym, play video games and all this other shit that I would like to do in my life, and not have to do whatever, because my stuff is being taken care of. Even in the midst of that financially, I envy y'all, because I can't. I gotta sit on the couch and talk to the people.
Nigga, tempt me. Fuck around and let you know. I'm clearly I clearly got faith in us. Let some shit take off for somebody. Like, we'll watch you, boy.
I mean, if we think of like AI and video games, maybe we can do like video game therapy where like we meet people.
Hell, fuck yeah! Y'all want to join a group? We can play. You play for an hour, and you know we can talk for an hour.
Talk about it, the themes. Like, find games that equate to the themes that people are going through. I mean, I plan on doing the same thing when it comes to fitness, but maybe you could do the same thing with video games as well.
And I for sure that you got issues with your father. Like, let's play some. Let's
play some God of War with.
Yeah, let's look at Kratos fucking and Atreus. Let's see if we can.
Does your father talk to you like that?
You know, is this
you
how
talk
you
to your kids like that? You see the cycle?
Yeah.
Or just like
do that shit.
The avatars, having our avatars meet with their avatars inside of the virtual world.
Goddamn meta therapy.
And then do meta therapy. I feel like at some point that may be an
I feel like
thing.
that. I feel like that's for sure. Like,
at some point, yeah.
Hell yeah. I feel like that'll definitely be like a thing or something in the ballpark of that. Cause I can't say I don't really support. I wouldn't support like. And not just from like a personal bias, I do feel like you need the human experience. Like, don't go to AI for therapy, but ways to make distance therapy a little more like, you know, personal. I think that would be like a good way. Like, you know, what if you like, you know somebody, you doing some research and somebody, you know, is Charlemagne's best friend, but you know this motherfucker only service in New York. That type of technology might make it a little more conducive for you to be like, oh yeah, I feel like I'm like at least on the couch with this. I put that little $40,000, no, it's like $3,500 thing that Apple's putting up, and now you can really interact a little bit deeper with your therapist. I would do that. I would engage in like some shit like that for you know, telehealth and shit like that. Write that down, guys. Don't fucking.
I mean, once you've done recording it and upload it, it's kind of stored permanently, so we can refer back to it and it's timestamped.
I be thinking about that because like, you know, not at the massive levels, but I've seen and heard a couple of things on somebody. Like, okay, I've seen a couple of these like hip hop pies and just things that like have come across my feed, and it's the conversation of like hip hop being like, I saw one that had to do with like Logic the other day, and it was like hip hop having the ability to be split into multiple genres the same way rock does, or and I was like, bitch, I know I said that shit like a year ago. I don't know where it's at, and I haven't paid an intern yet to divvy this shit up and dedicate their lives to. But I was like, oh yeah, I was like, all right. But shit like that, I don't ever be like not on no hater shit. Shit like that, I'd be like, oh yeah, we just gotta find one of these motherfuckers to listen. Because I was like, we be saying the shit. Because I was like, you niggas are saying the shit that we've said before, or in the same ballpark. So I
mean, it also depends on how we market it as well. Because you know, people are gonna believe whoever they hear it from first.
Oh, I know, marketing wise. Who like, because I know that's just not necessarily my talent. Whoever would be like, would partake in being like our marketing person, God bless them. Because I know looking at that fucking page, it's like, what? You niggas do what? One day I want to fucking heal my traumas, and the next day we looking at me. Who the fuck are y'all?
We are life.
Pretty much. I just really, whoever
accurate representation of authenticity in life.
I appreciate any and everybody for whatever fucking reason you're here. If you're here for the mental shit, if you're here for the titty jokes, thank you, because I've just come to the conclusion that look, man, y'all just gonna get whatever the fuck I got on here.
Anybody that's really been to decent therapy, in my opinion, I'm a little biased, but if you've been to decent therapy, you understand that what we present is real therapy. Because I can talk about childhood traumas and in the same session talk about sexual kinks and find out how they correlate.
That is true. And I will say that, like, I found I might, and at a certain point, it ain't there yet. I'm gonna still keep my little fucking my little statements that I be saying about like the internet and like mental health space. Everybody do have to have the fucking like, yes. So here today, guys, we're gonna get ready with me. And like, not to say that that's not good in the space, but I will say that I've started to see, and I don't know if the algorithm heard me on here, but I've started to see a lot more people that are in mental health, and it'd be like, what the fuck is this? And I go look at the page, and it'd be right in they shit like LCSW, LMFT, side. I'm like, oh, okay, everybody tired of bullshit, and I like it. I like it a lot,
Especially us, the brown therapists.
for sure. It's us a lot like that are just like, look, we're gonna give y'all the shit, but also we really fucking tired of
We cleansing the palate of the therapeutic space.
Yeah, and I would say like, definitely like my usual shit of being in it and around it in a lot of various areas. It just, I haven't seen it work the other way as much. Like that part is there, but how it kind of, it's a big gumbo of how that shit makes sense. It's definitely not the come unto us. I don't understand that.
They don't even understand that. It just kind of like what we was talking about off air. It's the shit that sounds good. It sounds good. It feels good. So that's what people gravitate towards. Like I was having a conversation with someone else. They're finishing their practicum, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, they graduated, but they
Salute to you.
Few of them, but they understand of like people will go to coaches and get coaching before they go to therapy.
I mean, that makes sense.
They don't fully understand the difference, but they understand that there is a difference enough to know that I don't want to go with that thing is way more strenuous.
Yeah,
this is more palatable.
There we go. I just wanted that cleared up because I know I just flat out said that makes sense, but that's not necessarily a good thing. It's not like the coaches. Coaches are necessary too, but
I got that credential too.
Yeah, like what you have to do and put yourself through is different.
Yeah.
So I understand going to, because if that's even something that I've had like conversations about with like I had like an interview the other day about another site or whatever, and it was just the discussion because I think the supervisor or director there had started out in behaviors, and we were having a discussion about the differences, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna say. I was like, for lack of a better word, it is a little surfacey. It's like, you have this distinct behavior, and I understand this behavior is putting you like in a bad spot. But what's behind this behavior is what you would have to deal with in therapy. And that's some deep shit. I can tell you all day about, if I'm using the most like basic, small, like thing for children, don't hit. I could teach you not to hit or whatever, but understanding where hitting comes from, where that anger comes from, what the emotion that creates that anger is a thing, like that's a whole different spiel. And that's where, therapy comes, and that shit takes a long time, and that's some dedication you'd have to put yourself into. So, yeah, not to say, coaching is bad, but coaching is like, I can get you to a goal.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying coaching is bad because clearly that'd be talking about myself because, like I said, I have that hat and that credential as well. So I'm able to provide people the distinction between the two. Like if you want therapy, cool, we can do therapy. If you want coaching, we can do coaching. But coaching looks like this, and these are the parameters around that. Therapy looks like this, and these are the parameters, regulations, guidelines, and all the stuff that I have to work within on this side. Because one is more ethically and legally guarded than the other. So, I can understand that distinction, but I think a lot of people surface level understand there's a difference, but coaching just seems like more fun. Therapy is I put it up on my page, but therapy's a fucking accessory to people. So they're comfortable getting therapy now, but it ain't the same intention. They just,
Oh yeah,
I got this shade of lipstick and I like wearing it sometimes because it makes me look a certain way, and therapy is said shade of lipstick.
No, I make this joke here, because like as soon as you kind of get in it, everybody start kind of like, you get a lot of random questions now. It's like, oh, you motherfuckers trying to get this shit for free.
Yeah.
But the conversation I've had like a lot, especially as and I appreciate it. Like I feel like I got a little respect prior to me being like finished about what I may or may not know about a thing, but I always have the conversation that this is. If you want to keep talking about this, like just on some friend shit or on like some, colleague or associate shit, like it's gonna suck. Like even us talking, it's not gonna feel good. And like when you finally go to find somebody, if you so choose, that really is finna get up in the media, like it's a difficult thing. It's good for you. It feels good, but I'm like, I just want you to know, like, I love, just easier to compare shit to like the gym, but like it's not gonna feel good. And for you to get better, you're going to have to keep putting yourself through some shit that don't necessarily feel good. Oh my God, I can, lift this much. Okay, cool. We're gonna have to put a lot more in this motherfucker now, or do some different movements because you cool here. But if you want to keep digging, you're gonna get cool in this motherfucker too, and it's gonna, it's gonna be uncomfortable. That doesn't necessarily, maybe I lean too hard that it's gonna suck. Like you just gonna fucking feel like you dragging your ass across hot coals. But sometimes,
Yeah. I mean, I'll overpromise and underdeliver in the regard of how sucky it is. Like
Yeah.
I'll deliver how much it's gonna suck to you initially in a grandiose way, just so that when you actually go through it, you be like, oh, that ain't that bad. And you can realize, like, yeah, it's not that bad. So get comfortable being here because it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be. It definitely can be worse.
We gonna chew.
Like a $2 steak.
Get in this motherfucker. We gonna do some therapy out there.
Put the Kool-Aid on your lips.
Boy, that's some crazy shit, yo. Like,
That level of abuse.
no, yeah, that between that and just understanding that me making laughter and finding those clips has kind of assaulted my algorithm to a little bit of fleece. But I don't really care because it just confirms my shit that outside of niggas who have like just circumstances, the way that y'all play with the concept of going inside is fucking nuts. Because nigga, no. Like even, okay, outside of just booty, which is enough for me. That's fucking far enough because everybody know, like, yeah, it's like, yo, like you gonna have to, you just fighting all the goddamn time. Just the concept of like, I remember watching this video and it was this dude who was discussing like the 13 things he hated about prison that had nothing to do with like the violent shit or getting your booty took. He was like, do you niggas not understand?
I
Like,
remember
he's like, do you niggas not understand what it's like to like have to take a shit in this one fucking silver nasty fucking thing?
This was the hood dude that was trying to explain to people how jail is not cool and it's not even for the stereotypical reasons that they're used to saying.
Yep.
Like,
I
I'm
think-
going to tell you why this shit ain't no place to be.
Cause yeah, you're right. Cause he did jail, which is like you got to shit just in the middle of all these niggas, and then even like once you get all the way up in like prison, it's like you still are this nigga next to you. Like even if you're not shitting, like I have to sit here. This is outlandishly good friendship. I would hate to be sitting on my fucking bed and gotta listen to this nigga just butt trumpet going. Just, this nigga been sitting up here on the goddamn Kali muscle diet, just is tuna and fucking ramen just firing out this nigga's ass. And I'm sitting here trying to go to sleep. And it just is, this fucking cell smells like who the fuck done it and what the fuck for? Like,
Between him and fucking, was it Hood Meals?
yo. And then the crazy thing is years later now, I saw him do a podcast and he was talking about like, did you know the sodium that's in that shit? He's like, I gave myself a fucking heart attack. Like that shit is crazy in there. Don't fucking eat that meal. It's nuts. But yeah, dude, dog talked about like that. The bed sheets is shitty. Like it's not like you staying at the fucking Ritz-Carlton. He's like, I think he was somewhere like, it was either he was somewhere where it was hot and the fucking AC broke, or he was somewhere cold and the heater broke. And he was like, it's not like they're flying out there to fix it. He was like, that shit was fucked for months. And he was like, we just had to deal with it.
And people get sick, which increases your risk. Like, if some of y'all that paid attention, y'all saw how this shit went down in COVID.
Yeah, and that's just like the resident non-hood nigga. Like when niggas start doing like the math, and it was like, all right, man, if we map this out like annually, like didn't really do that great. Like you niggas was not like, no disrespect. I understand people whose situation is what it is, and you do what you have to do. But it's some of y'all like, I ain't gonna work no fucking job. And it's like, well, if we fucking lay this shit out, like scammer McScam pants, like you're not him. You are like, and the song ain't never gonna play afterwards. It's gonna stop it. You are not him. And then you just out here, I gotta get to fuck that. That's crazy. I mean, taking into account, obviously, systemic racism and shit, but knock it off a little bit.
That's for those that glorify it and think that it's something that they can actually do and are willing to do. And they're kind of like I talked about earlier, how like people have this distorted lens of celebrities. I think people that have a bias towards hood life and things of that nature, they have a distorted lens of what actually, goes on in jail.
And that
It's
shit,
a romanticized, distorted version to where they think that, oh yeah, I could do that.
I remember in high school, like, but when niggas was like saying that, everybody listening to their music, you might know your cousin or whatever he was cool. He looked really cool. And then once they started saying, word to my dad giving me like, just his stories. But as soon as they established, I was like, oh, it's not. Sex has become important to me now, man. Like they got titties out here. You mean it's none of those in there for real? It's no.
They got ass and titties.
Yeah, not for me, man. It's like, you mean to tell me it ain't none of these women? It ain't none of that in there? Oh yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I don't want none of that.
What's it called? Bussy? Is that what they call it?
I think so, and that is quite the term.
Boy pussy.
Whoa, boy, that's y'all wild. Like this is some shit to say. That's whoo, boy.
I just call it ass. Just call it ass.
Yeah, I mean, because it's ass. But I guess do whatever you feel works for you. I'm not there with you. If you busting the bussy.
It's good timing, ain't it? Perfect timing. What's going on in the background kind of fits the conversation.
Yeah, because anime. Oh, shit. It just keeps going. Damn, that was crazy. I don't know. Is there any other fucking shit? Oh, I mean, I don't have much for the Lizzo thing. Like, it's kind of he say, she say shit. If, I can like, I heard some shit on the radio about it. If you guys didn't know, like, Lizzo's got allegations against her. It was a lot. Like, they said she was mean. She was discriminating, sexual harassment. This person left her camp prior to the dancers. Like, it was just,
I mean, of course, I have Lizzo in the same category as I have Megan Summer. I really can give a rat's ass about her and what she's doing. I only have a little bit of a bias to care because my twin is there.
Hey, twin.
Other than that, I care more about my twin and her having her wonderful experience than I do everything else. With that being said, I don't have a bias to or against Lizzo. But from what I'm hearing, it's just like, oh, you just got really comfortable with the people that you work with, and you probably trusted people more than you shouldn't have, and you didn't understand boundaries and barriers, especially when it comes to employer and employee. And somebody's either looking to exploit that or they're really sensitive and you didn't vet that beforehand, and it's going to bite you in the butt because you didn't really do nothing wrong, but they can say that you did because you crossed little minor boundaries.
Yeah, because like
I have an inside understanding of what, not this situation, but just talking to my twin, I get to see what she's experienced over this last year and how they interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some inside context as to how things look and how things have been over the last year and a half. And it coincides with what I've heard, but it's more so like, oh, this is a little sisterhood tribe type thing, which, say, for instance, for my twin is a wonderful thing, which is helping her express herself and come into her own and have these wonderful experiences and travel the world and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And then you hear the same thing, but it's a different perception of it on the other side for the people that are trying to sue.
Yeah, because the way they make it seem online, which was where I was like kind of losing it, I was like, I give everybody space that they could be as shitty as people say, or they could not be. But they just made it seem like Lizzo would walk in there after, after recording a super uplifting song about, body positivity, posting,
like, suck my pussy, you skinny fat bitch.
Yeah, she gave us, 30 photos on Instagram with her ass nice and oiled up. And then to walk into fucking rehearsal like, you fat fucking bitches, get the fuck out. Like, what? What? This was the one y'all was gonna roll with? That Lizzo said, by the way, I fucking hate you fat fucks. And this is part of my plan of, I don't know, like body positive hate dominance. I'm an enigma.
she's human just like everybody else, so she's gonna have imperfections.
And I could see the initial thing, like I'm not saying I want nobody to talk to me crazy, but at the same time, if I am, a big time fucking entertainer, and if you motherfuckers is not hitting the ones when I need you to hit these motherfucking ones and the twos when I need you to hit these twos, you got to get the fuck up out of here. Like, this is we performing, motherfucker. Like, I'm one of the, whatever the fuck that woman play, that shit hit the, it's in the gyms, it's on the radio, it's whatever. So I can't have y'all fucking around. Now, I don't know about the whole, somebody was drunk. I don't know about all that other shit. But if y'all just simply as an employer-employee thing, if you're not doing the job effectively, I do kind of have the right to kind of get rid of you. So unless it's some proof that she was walking around there, all right, you big back, thick neck fucks, like I want you out of my goddamn. Yeah, I don't know.
I think she, like I said, you just, even if I think about like say the relation, kind of like the anybody in here over 40% BMI except me, get the fuck out of here. No, cause my twin, she ain't no. I mean, I've showed you my twin before. For context, it's not my literal birth twin. It's just my close friend. We have the same birthday. But I've showed you her before. She ain't no baby.
That's a healthy person.
Yeah, she
respectfully.
She a meaty mama, for sure. Not in a bad way, but
not
not at all.
I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, that's where I'm signing off. Yeah, my bad.
At all. Love you, Jugs, but still.
Okay, man. All right, now I'm done. Because man, like just like from a visual, not just. Guy was doing some shit. He was like, man, give me that extra pack in the back. I got it was 2 on there, but I'm gonna take them 2 over there and put them. Yeah, fuck it, man. I'm turned today. I'm making motherfuckers today. He was doing some shit.
Right, but I really just think from the little information that I've heard from her prior to all this coming out, it's really just like she got too comfortable around people, and some of them people you can't be comfortable around. Like you can, the meme that I sent you, or I don't know if I sent it to you or you sent it to me or whatever. I think you sent it to me, of like the dude playing video games with his boys. Mm-hmm. And he's like, if I was really going through something, would you guys be there for me? Like, absolutely fucking not. I hope you kill yourself. Like, you talk reckless to people that you feel really, really close to.
Yeah.
I think every dude does that. And I honestly think women do it too, because they call each other bitch and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Like, when you feel really close to people, you get reckless with your lips because it's a sign of safety. So I think that there's a possibility that she just felt really close to these people and felt like she could be herself. And that mixed with the persona that she plays as a character in her celebrity of, I don't care what anybody thinks, I'm going to be me and embrace all aspects of me, and I'm going to be boisterous about having no boundaries in these areas. I think that kind of clashed. And it's biting her in the ass that she has.
Booty. Anyway, but I guess when I think about that, it's like it makes you want to like not to just prime people's eyes, but I guess have a little more insight on some of these relationships, because I'm always of the mindset that like there might not have been, and maybe there might not have been a thorough amount of like vetting, or maybe you jumped the gun too close. Because when I see things like, I just saw like, and I know niggas, everybody has their like ups and downs, but I just saw like Ice Cube on like Dub C's podcast. So it's like, these motherfuckers have, 30 fucking years of friendship and all that shit together. You see,
that's him and CJ Mack, ain't it?
Yeah. You see, even, word to Houston, you see Beyonce still fucking kicking it with, Kelly Rowland and shit, and other artists that like keep their shit together. So I'd be just looking to be like, hey man, like what the fuck, like because
she's still kicking it with Jay too, technically.
Bars, but that was a good. Who laughed like that? That was
my fiend laugh.
But there was a there's always seems to be like a big thing. Everybody be having these extra think pieces about, that's why you gotta was really lonely at the top. And I think it's lonely enough as it is. But finding ways, I feel like it's healthy to find ways to like do this shit as a unit. Cause some of that shit I think promotes too much of that shit of, you know, it's lonely at the top and blah, blah, blah. But we always be talking this group economic shit. We got to come up together. It's room enough in here for everybody else, which I like to subscribe to. So I be always wondering why, like, you know, when these situations happen, like, what was the reasoning? Because everybody be going quick to go, like, you can't whatever with everybody. And why you have to be, you know, fucking have just some discernment. I don't know. Sometimes I be feel like maybe you just jumped the gun on that. I don't feel like everybody should, because everybody be quick to jump on this fucking shit. Like, you can't rise as a unit. You gotta, you know, always keep your foot on their ass. And I'm like, I don't know.
Because we get afraid. We get afraid of humanizing ourselves and other people and realizing that that's not going to be a perfect experience. It's kind of like the Boosie post you sent of like him doing the self-reflection, going to anger management, helping him realize like, damn, part of the reason why I react the way I react is because I have unhealthy expectations of the people around me. And some people probably shouldn't even be around me in the first place.
If Boosie can take his, I mean, obviously, you know, is it court ordered? Who knows?
For Boosie, it might
You know,
be mandated.
is it court ordered?
It might be mandated.
Maybe.
He got to have somebody sign off on it.
Maybe. But, you know, Boosie was posted, he was at anger management. And I'm sure, you know, a licensed mental health professional was up there helping him go through his shit. And so I feel like however he got in there, I feel like if, you know, given Boosie's background, if he can get his ass in there and undo his shit, so can you. And while with Boosie shit, I do believe that was part of his story. I always like to pinpoint that y'all gotta not always, because that's everybody's shit. Like, it was my issue was I was expecting too much of people. And it was like, I'm not taking away the Boosie might not be wrong, but I don't want all you niggas to get that. I want you niggas, when the reflection happens, sometimes you had too high expectations for people to be as good to you as you were to them. Sometimes though, you're a dick. And I just don't want you to ever forget that you could be a dick. And play with that for real. Like, I'm like play with that dick. Yeah. But yeah, play with the dick of consequences of your actions. Thoroughly.
Play with your own dickiness.
Yep. Play with your own dickiness. Fucking
masturbation as a therapeutic intervention.
Somewhere I felt like
you are this. You are a phallus.
Yep.
Play with it to understand your dickiness better.
I gotta imagine there's some sex therapist type like mix that is like, all right, you know, coping skill, bust one off, you know, and get some fucking, you know, get some good control of yourself. I don't know if that's a thing, but like I wouldn't be like wildly surprised by that.
I don't doubt it. I mean, I don't market myself as a sex therapist, but because I do have understandings of non-conventional relationships and kink spaces and all that other stuff, I do end up having those conversations with people. We do talk about sex and how to be more in tune in other areas and all that other stuff. So I can say, at least for what I've done, it definitely does come up.
Yeah, I guess. What was that shit? The movie in Blue Streak. You know, we all made fun of that fucking. He was nasty. You know, that fucking lieutenant that went to his office to get him a little one, and he kept his fucking pants on, which is also some just fucking. Hey, that nigga is fucking heinous.
He's a freak, boy.
Yeah, you just a freaky ass frog. Shout out to fucking Dwight Howard.
I'm not. Hey, no kink shaming.
Duh, it just Dwight was fucking going for it in the fucking DMs, yo. Like,
fucking him. What's that other boy? They say the Odell has some possibilities.
Now see,
Trey had some possibilities.
They talking about, you know, Odell, like Odell shit. They was like, you know, I feel like she was going for broke. Just going like, you know, by the way, he likes poop. But niggas don't ever talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, no disrespect. But, you know, a lot of niggas be getting, you know, clowned on. And your favorite IG baddie be going to Dubai and get boo-booed on.
I mean.
No, like, you know, your hustle is your hustle. But, you know, she judging you in she got a little chic duty. You know, she had a little chic duty. You know what I'm saying? Gave her some of them gold doubloons and said,
I mean, they say in their bio they taking requests for a certain amount of money.
But that's wild.
You don't know requests they taking.
Hey, could niggas handle, like, okay, if you go through like her past shit, you know, she's had at the OnlyFans shit. And she like, I never did bust down a billion niggas, but she did let some like overtly rich billionaires boo boo on her. Did y'all handle that? Like, she used to play with the duty a little bit, and that's how she got.
Or would you feel comfortable and like, oh, that leaves the window open for me to be able to do that with her too?
You gotta be a wild nigga to be for poop. Poop is.
I don't kick shame, but
I don't got no room. Like, I don't even have any like joking. Like, I could engage in that activity.
Poop ain't my.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, and I'm saying this from like I could sit here and be like, okay, like let me think about it. The minute Shawty talk about like poop, it's over with. I think we've had a great time. I think I think we've covered a lot of space together. Yeah. I think wrap that shit up. Let's go. Cool in the gang would have been unplugged and shit. That'd be me. I'd be like, yo, I respect you so much, but not around here, partner. Not around here. Like you. What?
You feel the same way about the urination?
No, poop is up there. Like if you was doing
poop
like
and blood, just
that's not for me. Like and I like the what's that shit, the sensory play or whatever that shit, like all the spanking and all the little pain shit, cool. But if you say, nigga, get that switchblade, I'd be like, yo, baby, hey, yo,
knife play. Yeah, they have knife play.
They do. But the minute you tell me to go ahead and cut you up under the ass, I'd be like, hey, I might not be the nigga for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect what you into, but stretch marks, cool. I don't know if I want to be like rubbing my dick across these fucking scars, nigga. It's like shit. It's like this whole shit's like
sticking to that, but slight segue, or not segue, deterrent, deviation, whatever.
Detour, right? Yeah.
Yes, detour, deviation. With you being in the field and knowing about that and self-harm and things of that nature, I know that I've come across people either in real life or social media girls or whatever the case is, and you can see like the cut marks.
Mm-hmm.
Does that affect how you view people a little bit? Not in a positive or negative way, but like you see, oh, you are or used to be a cutter.
Yeah. Like, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but it like, if I like not knowing somebody, but it definitely, and that's another thing. Like, I know I'm going to keep presenting how I present online because fuck y'all. But like shit like that, like I've seen that, like it'll be like that, or somebody will have some shit in their bio, or they be nasty and sexy as shit, and in my mind, cool. And as soon as they start saying some shit, and it clicks into something that I'm like, oh shit, what's up with you?
Right.
And like I'll pay attention, and I'll be like immediately like, not to say that it couldn't be as lusty and filthy as the person looks online or whatever, but I know my initial thing was if I was to ever know them, I know like at some point I'd be like, are you good? Like, yeah, I'm like, it's like it works. It'll get up, whatever. But like initially, like when you said, so earlier when we were kicking it, and like I didn't want to be a buzzkill, but you said, like, do you want to unpack that a little bit, or like, because I just feel like that's.
I don't even know if I want to unpack it. I can see it from a distance and recognize I'm not getting closer.
That too.
Because I've done the same thing.
That too.
I've seen some of them like, I was gonna say you go perusing on Twitter, but it's X now, which is fitting.
I'm not gonna lie. I just haven't figured out how to get back to that place. I tried Threads for a while, but
Threads is cool to just get your shit off like you would on Twitter, but
yeah, Twitter be
X. I'm going to X for a particular reason.
Yeah, that should be like tweets. Yeah, and the way the algorithm looking over there, it'd be like, oh, this is funny. That's a booty hole. Still okay, it's still popping.
Oh yeah,
it's still up over here, boy. Those is titties.
Yeah,
and it just be casual titties, like them titties in the supermarket. You crazy? Thank you though.
Titty Tuesday is a thing. People be fully participating. The algorithm probably looks.
Are those better titties? If she sent you some supermarket titties, as opposed to like at the house dolled up titties, are those better titties?
It depends on who else has seen it.
That's a good point.
Because if
supermarket titties,
you send me some stuff and then I can still see the same stuff like on your Instagram or your Twitters, like
that's true.
It doesn't matter what kind it is. It's the same thing everybody else sees. I don't feel special.
So like okay. So if aside from people who might be like giving it up on the fucking internet, I'm a fan of both. Okay. But if you send me some fucking like, does that mean you were just a dirtbag in the moment? This is some shit You in the fucking you in the change room at Target, just ass out. Oh, this is fucking dope. Thank you for that. Or at work titties. Yeah, you won. You doing it today. These is for me. I appreciate that.
Especially if I've done stuff with you at work.
That's also a bar.
It's not a
little dangerous, but that's a bar.
Well, yeah, depending on what your job is. Depending on what your job is.
Hey, y'all sitting up there. Can I get my fucking sandwich? Take that.
I mean, we've seen the videos of the Popeyes joint.
You know, like, ma'am, take that nigga's dick out your mouth and take my fucking money so I can go
I
home.
ordered a 10-piece, ma'am.
Oh, shit.
You're giving him all the pieces that I ordered.
Yeah, like, ma'am, I've been sitting at this. It's children here, yo. Damn.
Yeah.
Put your fucking ass back in them pants so I can get my fucking McFlurry and go home.
I know this is Arby's, but we're taking this whole we got the meats thing a little bit too far.
Damn. I said I just wanted a fucking club. What kind of shit y'all doing up here? This is not the fire hose they said up here at Firehouse Subs. Shit. It's the fucking, I know I'm not gonna fucking give my money to the chair. Just give me my fucking sandwich. And wash your hands. Shit.
Ain't got no gloves on.
Damn, nigga. Is this mayonnaise? What the fuck is this now? I don't even want this shit no more.
It's Cane's sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, you got motherfucker getting it popping at Cane's. Just, did you just dip her titties in the fucking sauce, man? Don't put that in my bag. This
Or
a crazy.
if she has nice titties, yeah, put that in. If she got nice titties, you might like slather it on the tenders before you give it back to me.
Do you got to pay for that service? Or is that just like some extra shit Cane's would do? This is some shit.
I don't know. It depends.
Yo, I one day when this as this
X-rated
progresses,
drive-throughs
well, that too.
or kink drive-throughs.
Oh yeah, I feel like you could do like some naked drive-through shit. Like if you just like if you just got a little tit, like, and I feel like everybody don't got to do it because I want you back there getting hot grease on your titties. But if you like are a server, like, you know, if you like, oh, here's your meal, and like little titties out that little window, it's a little tit to go.
Just rub them on the fries or something.
Yeah, like, you know, like, damn, that's some like what you think Hooters should be. You know, not objective. Everybody, you know. Is that objectification anymore? Or is that just like respect?
We're talking
is that
about the sexuality and kink.
is that respecting sex workers at that point?
Yeah, they're sex workers, and you're a patron of that, so it's not shaming
Food,
or
sex,
objectifying.
service.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah, sex, food, service,
They
food,
have
sex,
that,
service.
just like the fucking the naked sushi situations where girls are at the table and you eat sushi off of them.
Oh yeah.
They have those types. I'm sure they have way wilder experiences than that for sure.
My thing with those experiences sometimes is where, and maybe this is me being a little bit of a Neanderthal, I respect the art and but I don't like motherfuckers be talking about that shit like it ain't a little horniness behind it. Like it's just the ambiance. Those titties up under that motherfucking California roll. Like, I get it, man.
It's a food striptease.
Yeah.
Please don't make it seem like it's...
Yeah, come on, man. Like, you eating fucking spicy tuna out her ass crack. Like, and I know, you know, the art of it is fine, but yeah, stop fucking playing with me, bro. Like, ain't no you didn't even need to get ginger up off her fucking titty right there. You specifically wrapped that ginger around that nipple. You didn't need to do that. Is the sushi good? Yes. Also, don't fucking play with me like it's just the artful experience and the
Sushi's
freshness
good.
of it. Shut the fuck up. You do.
Sushi
Shut up.
is well prepared, but the sashimi is good in the motherfucker too.
I see. That's one thing where I'd be like, you know, you want the best of the best in your life, but I don't know if I want to be that fucking like, because feel like I'd be in the room and I still be me. Everybody in there acting artsy, acting like the fucking society that was in fucking Demolition Man around Taco Bell, and I'm the only nigga in there bricked up. Like, so the rest of you motherfuckers in here just, you really came for sushi, my nigga. Like, so nobody else.
I mean, I could go and really eat the sushi, but I'm still going to acknowledge that
I'm still bricked. I got a full stomach and a full dick. Like, I'm full of the motherfucker up here. I'm the only nigga in here honest. All right, hey, what the jig is up? What y'all in here doing? Because I know what the fuck I like consensually, but like I did look good. Fuck y'all.
You can't lie to me. Nigga. So far as I heard from the server, this your fourth time in here this week.
Yeah, don't fucking play with me all up in here for the ambiance. Boy, fuck you.
And the decor.
Yeah. You in here for this ass and this good food. Shit. You niggas would eat fucking Reuben sandwiches off this girl's ass if you could. Shut up. Lying to me.
I mean, I do that in my real life, so I definitely.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Fuck you mean.
I've done some things.
Nah, yeah, man. I remember one time, like, early on, I realized that's like, yeah, I got all my messy shit out early, but like, just never paid attention to the aftermath of like the chocolate sauce and like the fucking whipped cream, all the fucking generic shit that you be like, oh yeah, it's finna get nasty. And like afterwards, you be like, damn.
I understood.
Ain't no fucking reason for my ball, like my balls all fucking stuck in the hair, all like this shit was gross. It was good, but this is gross.
That was the kind of the point. And I had the nerve to do it in a dorm room at the time.
Yeah.
So it's not like I have to walk outside and down the hall to the bathroom to be able to clean up this shit afterwards. But it was still fun doing it in the moment.
No, yeah, I don't regret shit. It just being on like, oh yeah, this is.
I appreciate it. I wish you got to do it more. Shout out to you. You know who you are. I appreciate it. You should have. It's okay. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, good on you, man. I'm just free balling at this point. I don't got nothing else to talk about.
Oh no, that was it. I mean, it all still correlated, but
well, again, man, I'm always appreciative that y'all be pulling up here listening to us.
We gonna do pod therapy.
Yeah, no,
you talk about different types of therapy. Pod therapy, where you can come and sit and talk with us, and we can explore different perspectives of the shit that you go through. We won't divulge too much unless you want to, because it's your information to provide to the public.
The policy still exists where y'all say y'all want to like pull up and shit.
Yeah, this is a different scenario because now you're pulling up to my space.
Bars, so you got to
I'm
schedule
definitely
that a
gonna
little
vet
bit.
who comes and sits in my space, because.
But you know what? That's something I forgot about too. Like, not necessarily like the space thing. I be thinking like when you like drop a clip or something and somebody might like say, like, obviously, shout out to like Beeve and Felix, but even them sometimes I'd be like, oh shit, motherfuckers be listening to us up here. I still come in here and sit and think I'm just talking to you and like I leave this shit and go. Like, as much as we put into this, I will drop this shit and like go and I'll be like, oh shit, somebody fucking come back and say what I said. Damn.
Y'all really was listening to what the fuck we was talking about.
It's appreciated.
It is, greatly.
I just be forgetting that shit. I'd be like, oh, well.
Like, I might forget what I said, but you remember. And I appreciate you for that. Shout out to you.
Dead ass. This is just some October London sounding like fucking Marvin.
Mm-hmm.
That's some serious shit. That nigga did hit that.
It's the right time of night for that.
Oh yeah. Whenever you play this, I play a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? Get your little grip. I gave you it's Back to Your Place by October London. So if you just doing it for you and is play it, like stop listening to us and then go play that and then get you little.
Let the vibes.
Yeah, this make you wanna swirl some shit. I want some silk on my body when this shit playing. Oh yeah, I'm finna fuck this. Woo! Oh yeah, you gotta take them drawers off. This is nuts.
Take them off and then smell them first.
Oh yeah, you shouldn't even have them on when we started. You gotta wear them, something flowing like you fucking a necklace shit. All right, bye y'all.